Hi, my name is Akshit and I work as a developer relations engineer at Maxim AI. In this video, I'll be walking you through the upgraded version of prompt chain feature in Maxim platform. So as you can see on my screen, I have a start node. We call these boxes as the nodes, or you can also call them as the blocks. So as you can see over here, I have a start node which starts with a user message. Then we have a triage agent that actually decides whether to go ahead with a marketing agent or an HR agent based on the user query. We have a code block which takes the user input and the output from the triage agent, and it passes the inputs further to the respective agent, which is the perfect for fulfilling this request. And then we get the message, which is shown in the final output. Our HR agent will also have some tools. The detailed video on creating this complete HR agent we have already seen in the previous video. You can check that out. So I'll be walking you through how to create these prompts, how to create these blocks and nodes, and then we will be creating the end-to-end prompt chain. So let's get started. So first of all, as I told that you will need these two agents, the individual agents, the marketing agent and the HR agent. So for that, we'll go to the single prompts and we will be creating those agents. So first of all, you will need the triage agent. So I've already kept it ready so that we can save some time. So you can see in the triage agent what it says, the system message. You are a triage agent for Techies Operations. Techies is just a sample company name that I've taken. You can take any name. It totally depends on you. Two agents, marketing agent and HR agent, work under you. Okay. Based on the user input, you need to decide which agent is best suited to solve the user query and return the string marketing or HR. And these are some of the examples so that agent gets these examples and can work in a better way. User input, I need help designing our next product launch campaign. So it clearly mentions that it's a product launch campaign. So a marketing agent will be able to complete this task. So output is marketing. Similarly over here, can you help me with the employee onboarding paperwork? HR. So output is HR. Over here, you can provide the context about the company if you want, and then you can attach the prompt tools. So it is not required for this triage agent. So I'll go to the marketing agent. So over here I have defined you are a marketing agent for Techies. Now how to create the single prompts, how to create this prompt tools, how to attach context, data sources, we've already seen in the previous videos. You can check out our Get Started with Maxim playlist on YouTube. You're a marketing agent for Techies. You have been provided with the context of the company. So over here I've created a variable which takes the value from a context source via an API at runtime, as you can see over here. You're a professional marketing strategist for software services company. The company's aim is to spread awareness about their culture and operations. You need to give helpful and structured response based on the user requirement. So this is the system prompt for the marketing agent, and I'm using Gemini 2 Flash model for this agent. Then I have the HR agent, which also has some tool calls. So you're an intelligent, resourceful HR agent, and some backstory I've given to it. Basically, this HR agent takes the context, which is nothing but the policies of the company, leave policy, then we have salary policy, and all of those policies will come to this agent as the context. Then this agent has two capabilities. One, it can calculate the salary of a new employee who is joining based on his current compensation and his designation. So this is a tool call. Then we have another tool call which calculates whether the reimbursement for an expense done by an employee is possible or not. If possible, then how much is possible. So this is the second tool call. So I'm just defining, I'm just providing some information around those tool calls. So if you want to see the tool calls, you can check over here, prompt tools. And then we have salary calculation tool and we have reimbursement calculation tool. This is also covered in one of the previous videos on prompt tools. So as you can see, I have all the three agents ready to be a part of our prompt chain, right? So I've already published them. You can see the versions are already published. Save the session, publish the version, and they are all set to be used. So now let's get to the prompt chain and let's create a new prompt chain so that I can show you from the scratch. Let's call it as Techies. And for our video, we are restricting to just two agents, which is marketing agent and HR agent. But if you want to use it in production, you can attach coder agent or product manager agent or any kind of agent, right? It's up to you. Let's click on create. Great. So as you create a new prompt chain, you get two nodes by default, start node and the final output. Over here, I'll put my user query, whether I want to fulfill a query regarding HR operations or marketing operations. It's up to me. I'll create a new add. I'll click on add node and I'll create a node. This node will be the triage agent node. So if you click on over here, if you click on this type, you see we can have a prompt block, code block, API block, and conditional node. So we are going to work with these two. But if you want to make a call, API call, post call, get call, and you want to get a response, and that response will act as the input for the next node, that is possible. Conditional node, when you want to make a decision, let's say if this is the input, then go over here, go to this node, else go to this node. Then you can work with conditional nodes. Okay. But you will say that, hey, Akshay, like a conditional node will only have if and else. But if I want to have nested conditions, or if I want to have multiple conditions like if, or if, else, then yes, you can attach multiple conditional nodes in the chain, right? That's up to you. So let's click on prompt, and in the prompt, I'll select my triage agent prompt. Version will be the latest v2, and I'll click on add node. So as soon as I do that, you can see my system message is imported. I can, user message will be passed from the start node. Variables, I don't need it, and output will be passed to the second node. So this is the triage agent node. After this, I'm going to, so as you know that this triage agent returns either the HR word or the marketing word. Based on that, I need to get that word so that I can either call the marketing agent or the HR agent, right? And I'll also need to pass the user query so that that can be resolved by my particular agent. So I need to get this input and this input and feed it to a code block. What is the significance of code block? Give me a minute, I'll show it to you. Click on add node. Over here, type will be code block. Click on add node. Over here, in the input, execute input, right? So I'll have two inputs. One will be the user input, so I'll click on edit. One will be the user input, which is the query. And next will be the triage input, whether it's related to HR or marketing, right? Then I'll remove this and I'll say if my triage input is equal to HR, then I'm going to return a map with field HR, because this query should be resolved by an HR agent, and I'll pass the user input, right? I think, I hope this makes sense, because I just want my user input to be passed to the HR agent. So that's why I have to return the user input. Else, if this is not the case, then I'll return a map with the key marketing, and the value will be user input itself. So as soon as you click on update, you will see that you have inputs, user input and triage input, and then you have two connectors. Over here also you have two connectors for HR and marketing outputs, right? Now, before we do anything else, before we do the connections, I'll create my next two nodes. One node will be for marketing agent and another node will be for HR agent. So yes, the type will be prompt will be for marketing agent, prompt version will be the latest one, and add node. So as soon as you do that, you get your block, put it over here. It takes the context from Techie's HR policy, and let's keep it over here. Then let's add another node for the HR agent. So I'll type will be prompt will be HR agent, v3 version, and I'll keep it over here. As soon as you do that, you can see that you also get your two blocks for your tool calls. So my tool calls are over here. Okay. Then you can see that context was the static value in the prompt, single prompt. So I'll select Techie's HR policy context. Great. Now it's time when we have to create the connections. So let's do that. So first of all, my start node will send the output to triage agent. Triage output will go as the triage input to my code block. Then user input will also go to the user input to my code block. Then if the output is HR related, then HR output will go as the input or the user message to my HR agent. Marketing agent output will go to the marketing agent as the input. And then at Maxim, we are also working that the output, the assistant message from these blocks can be printed, can be put in the final output, but we are still working on that. For now, you get the tool call outputs, right? So I'll take this tool call output and put it in the final output. So whatever my tool call will calculate and return, it will come in the final output, but I'll create another node that will summarize my tool call output and put it in the final output. So don't worry about that. For now, I'll connect my assistant message in the final output. And it may happen that when you are watching this video and trying this out, we already have the functionality of sending the output from the assistants directly to the final output. Great. So we have made all the connections. I think we can get started and save this session, and I'll bring the user input from ops agent from here. So I'll copy this input, go to my operations agent, and we can paste the input over here, and I'll click on run. As you can see that we got the HR output over here. Then this goes to my HR agent, which is over here. Yeah, as you can see, it is also making the tool call. So my query was, I'll show you the query. Hey, I'm the HR and hiring a new employee who's a data scientist with current compensation 65K annually and 3 years of experience. What new compensation can we offer to him? So I wanted to calculate the new compensation for a new employee. So it made the tool call, salary calculation tool, and we got this response, right? So let's see the response in our output. So this is the output from the tool call, which actually says previous base salary 65K, years of experience 3, domain is data science, hike percentage is 40, new salary should be 91K. So this is the output from my HR agent. So this works nicely. The complete prompt chain is ready, where we saw how we created a triage agent. It uses code block to make a decision. Then we have the marketing agent and the HR agent with tool calls. You can have any number of agents in the prompt chain. And then you have the final output. So we will be soon pushing on our channels that when this output can be directly pushed to the final output. But there is one more way you can actually show your final output in a human readable format rather than showing this tool output. You can have another node. So what you can do, you can have another prompt which takes the tool call information from the user and it returns a human readable response, right? So as soon as you have this, you can go back to your prompt chain and you can pass the tool call output directly to this node, which is tool call summarizer. And I just created a prompt block again. And this tool call output, which actually returns the summarized version human readable format of the tool call information to the final output. So you can complete this, and we will be soon pushing an update regarding the final output being directly taken from the prompt block. Stay tuned with that. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you want to get started with Maxim, check out the link in the description, and best of luck for your AI journey.